All right, all right, all right. All right. Okay. I don't dance. I don't play. I just get my Louis bag, then I wave it round in the air. Get my Gucci bag, then I wave it round in the air. Then I swag. All right. Okay. So, so what we're doing tonight, we have a special presentation to you for tonight's daily sesh. I am interviewing a 36-year-old social activist and I guess self-identified virgin. And I think it's going to be a really interesting discussion. You know, one of the things that I want to do with the daily sesh is um, I want to I want to give a platform to people who are willing to share the stuff that's going on in their lives that they have shared on Facebook. So, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot more fuckery on Facebook these days. There was an era where everybody used to air out, everything on Facebook. It used to be the go-to place where people would, just they would just air out, some of their deepest thoughts. And then Facebook democratized, and it became available to a whole bunch of people. It became available to a whole bunch of people, and who weren't in college and everything, and people kind of clammed up. They really weren't sharing exactly what is going on. Um, so exactly what's going on in their lives. So what is that? So I feel like there's been a threshold that's been crossed. I feel that people have opened up sufficiently enough on Facebook to where more and more people are willing to share exactly what's going on in their lives. And I want the Daily Sesh not only to be a platform where we discuss the day's events, but I want it to be a platform where we discuss what's going on in your lives as well. I really want if you have something that you want to get off your chest, some realities that you want to share, or some problems that you want to work through, give us a call at the Daily Sesh 323-306-2895. I invite Ty to call in so we can go ahead and get the interview started. Um, what is that? I definitely invite him to go ahead and get call in so that I can patch him through, and then hopefully we are able to patch through some other people into this conversation. I think yeah that I think that's him. I think that's him. Okay, just a second here. Let me see if we got the audio. Can you go ahead and give us a test, Ty? Are you here?
Checking one, two, three.
Awesome, awesome, loud and clear. Our audience joining us on Facebook, I see you guys. You're commenting. If you are able to hear Ty, just go ahead and indicate in the chat that you can go ahead and hear him. And if you have any trouble hearing him, just go ahead and comment as well. Also, there's going to be super chat comments. So if you want your comments on screen, if you want to be able to kind of circumvent any sort of time delays or anything like that, and you want to speak directly to Ty, you can call in at 323-306-2895. I'll hopefully we can go ahead and patch all the calls together. Hopefully this Skype works like that. And then we got Super Chat. If you can't get through on Skype, we got Super Chat. So you can go ahead and type in your comments on the Super Chat. They'll appear on the screen, and I'll read whatever it is that you have to say. And yeah, so we're basically talking with Tai Nihon. Is that how I pronounce your name, sir?
Yes, sir. That's what I go by alias wise on Facebook.
Yeah. Tai Nihon, awesome. I really do appreciate you joining us tonight, and I kind of want you to go ahead and share what prompted you to make the post that I guess sparked our my interest in having this conversation tonight.
Right. So, anyways, pretty much what I posted tonight was that I'm a 36-year-old virgin.
Mm-hmm.
I've never dated. I'm an Asian man. I'm a proud Asian man. I
Mm-hmm.
got to put that out there per se. But I've never, been able to find a woman, let alone, be in a situation where I could come across a woman socially.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much in a nutshell. I mean, if you want me to go into specifics, I can go into specifics, but
Right.
that's pretty much at this point, where I'm at. I've never really dated, like I said, so I have no game. I don't know what it is. I mean,
Is
maybe you can give some advice, if brother can. You know.
okay. So you're 36 years old. You're 36 years old,
Right.
and you haven't gotten any pussy yet. So that's what you're trying to tell
Nope.
us. None
That's
at all.
exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's
At all. That's exactly what I'm trying to convey. Absolutely right.
I'm reading your post right here. And I said, so I guess I'll never find a woman. Period. It's too late for me as a 36-year-old virgin that I never dated. Am I too hateful towards white people to make it in my life to fight them? Worth it? Wait. Am I too hateful to white people and make it my life to fight them worth it? Not having a woman or sex? Are you trying to imply
Right.
that?
So let me try to interpret that. Because
Okay.
it may be a little confusing, but
Yeah.
pretty much what I was saying was, since I am an activist, I do some unconventional activism as an Asian male. Obviously there's
Mm-hmm.
not that many Asian males. I'm not trying to make myself look good or anything like that. But what I was trying to say in that post specifically was the fact that, being an activist and fighting white supremacy and fighting white people here in America or Caucasian people, whatever you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
I have to sacrifice. It seems like I have to sacrifice something in order to achieve and keep on, fighting the battle, so to say, in terms of the white supremacy and white, people here in America, and I guess that's the point where I'm getting at. It's like I mean, I never had sex. I mean, never have sex with anyone
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people are turned off by my activism. They don't like the fact that I'm so passionate about it, and that's all my life is pretty much at this point. And now that I'm older, 24 hours a day, that's pretty much what I think about besides working and working out. So yeah,
Okay, so you lift.
of course I lift. Yeah, can't you tell, brother Ken, from the pictures?
I'm just
Come on now,
confirming. I'm just
you gonna
confirming.
diss me like that, brother?
Wait a
No, I'm
second.
just
Wait a
playing with you. Go
second.
ahead.
Okay, so for our audience, can you go ahead and let's backtrack for a little bit. You're a 36 year
Okay.
old Asian, proud Asian male. Can you describe what you look like? To I guess yourself, and then um, yeah, just give us a breakdown of what you look like.
Well, I mean, you're obviously showing my Facebook page, right? So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can't the audience usually tell by that?
Okay,
Or, I
just
mean,
saying.
I don't know how you want me to describe it. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I'm an Asian guy, and I'm buff. I got facial hair, I
okay.
mean,
Okay. I just want
that
to
that's,
hear.
you know,
I want to hear how you describe yourself. How would you describe yourself?
I mean, I would say in terms of being an East Asian man, that I'm pretty attractive. I would like to say, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, at least a lot of Asian brothers have gotten with Asian women or gotten with non-Asian females. In my situation, I would think that I'm decently attractive, but like I said, I don't know what's holding me back or what's not enabling me to find, a woman and talk to a woman, and
Mm-hmm.
get laid or, start a relationship with. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to describe other than, I'm this buff Asian guy that has facial hair, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
looking at
I
yeah,
walk with the swag when I'm an activist. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah. I
you
see
know,
you
I try
got
to make
your
myself, different than everybody. So, it still doesn't get me anywhere, especially when
yeah.
it comes to ladies.
That's you. I see you out here. You know, I mean, you don't look weak.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. You don't look like a pushover out here. Now,
Right.
quick question is, what kind of girls are you going after? Like what what kind of girls are you talking to? Like, have you tried getting laid? Or like, what's like what's yeah. Sorry, yeah. Have you tried getting laid?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, no, I've never really been in a situation where I was able to, So the question to that is no, absolutely not.
So you've not and I really wanted to ask that because just like how do you expect to get laid if you're not out here trying? I mean, like you're not out here shooting shots. Are you talking to any girls at all?
Nope. But like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's the factor that I don't have any game. Maybe it's the fact that, I'm this race activist. I don't know what it is, but it's hard. Like I said, I mean, I guess
Well,
my social skills really aren't up to par,
well
That's pretty much how I can say it.
yeah, I'm just wondering like how do you expect to get laid if you're not talking to any girls? Like I
What do you
mean
mean?
uh, what I mean is like you got to talk to them. You got to talk to the ladies. Um,
I
to
mean, when it comes to like when I'm at work and stuff like that, I mean, obviously I have to socialize with them and all that kind of stuff, if that's what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
But like I said, outside, it's hard though. It
yeah.
really is. I mean,
Not at your
being
job. Don't.
talking with someone professionally, right? Talking to someone professionally versus talking to someone socially or personally is a little bit different. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, being an Asian guy and having that stigma already, of most Asian guys already not having confidence in themselves. Not all Asian guys, but a lot of Asian guys, it's still kind of true. The image is still out there that we really can't get laid and we really can't have relationships, especially with non-Asian females.
Okay, so you said especially with non-Asian females. So, um, do you? Okay, so you don't talk to any girls, including Asian females. You don't talk to
No,
any
I don't even
girls.
talk to my own females. Nope.
Like I noticed on your page, like on the comments and everything like that for your your post, you're trying to find a woman and everything like that. You got 11 likes. A
Right.
few of them are from the ladies, and I'm looking at the comments here. Let me see the comments here, and I'm the first post I see is a lady who is tagging everybody. Is tagging everybody. Says, "Hey, this guy's looking for some action."
Right.
More
And no
tags.
responses.
Who's that?
Right. And there's no responses. Like I don't know. Like there's no responses. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's hard for me to
Wait a
find
second.
someone. Even on the internet.
So wait a second. So I'm looking like like Jijing Chen. Like so. There's ladies that are hitting you up. Oh, Ty, you're single because all the women that want you are white. I mean, like, or is it? Are you single because you only want white women and you're fighting white supremacy? Is that why you're single?
No, absolutely not. Like I said, I like all females in general. Well, like I said, I've always been propagated, brainwashing wise to always like Caucasian females, obviously, but that's because of
It's
the
TV and all
history
that.
behind
Nah,
white supremacy here in America, especially with Asian men. You got to understand that the Asian men, we have it differently compared to black men, Latino men, Native Indian men, Caucasian or Arab men, or whatever you have. So
mm-hmm,
our
mm-hmm.
our story is a little bit different per se in terms of the physical characteristics of being attractive to another human being here in Western society and
So,
the
so,
culture itself.
so, wait a second. So you don't? I mean, like, how come you don't talk to any girls at all, ever, outside of a professional context? And I guess maybe
Right. I don't know.
internet
Like I said,
conversation.
I guess one of the reasons maybe the fact that I'm scared of rejection. I fear it.
You're scared of
Although
rejection?
I am older, so I can take a lot more than I used to. When I was younger, I used to be really sensitive as a young adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
So to put it
So you did shoot
pretty
your
much in simple terms.
so you did shoot your shot in your younger days.
You talking about shooting the shot in the younger days, as in what? What are you referring to as that?
As in talking to females, saying, "Hey, I'm interested in you," getting close to them, seeing if they're, expressing indicators of interest, all sorts of stuff, just regular
To be
flirting
honest
type
with you,
stuff.
brother, yeah. To be honest with you, brother, I've never been in that situation. As awkward as that may sound,
What do you mean?
I have never been in that situation. I've never, like I said, I've never been in a social situation where a girl found me attractive or a woman found me attractive, and or the other way around, where I was able to even if I was attracted to that woman or that girl during my younger days, I never, like I had never had the guts, I never had the balls, I guess, if you will, to go up and try to socialize and try to get to know that woman or that girl.
It's wild. By the way, I just want to say really quick, I'm drinking what is that? This is Habit Sparkling. This is a cannabis infused drink. It's by a company called Habit. It's got 100 milligrams of THC and a little less than 5 milligrams of CBD. It's vegan. It's caffeine free. It's delicious. I mean, it's sparkling water. It tastes like lemonade, and it's cannabis infused. So the daily sesh. I mean, like we're even doing it, in the nighttime. So I mean, like that's just something that you can pick up. I'm gonna see if they'll sponsor these discussions. I mean, like, man, Habit, it's fucking delicious. I mean, like, yeah. I'm sorry, I just had to pause really quick for that. And then I also want to say really quick, we're interviewing Tai Nihon. He is a 36-year-old virgin. He's a social activist, and you can join in the conversation. I think you can call in at 323-306-2895, and then you can go ahead and join in with the super chat by typing in streamlabs.com/I love Ken Steele. When you go in there, you can go ahead and type in your message and everything, leave a little donation. It'll show up on the screen. I'll read it. It'll be cool. Trust me. I mean, it's really fun. Ty, so you're a 36-year-old virgin, and you haven't even talked to any girls. So I mean, like, my question is, like, so did you expect to get laid by not talking to girls?
Well, to be honest with you, brother, I don't want to know. Like I said, I mean, I guess I'm confused at this point in my life. I don't have like I said, I really don't have the courage, I guess, per se, on a social level to try to interact with, some of these women out there.
Yeah, you need a lot of courage. I mean, like,
Right. So I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe I need a dating coach. Maybe I need to, if there's like a dating program or a class out there that offers, dating 101, maybe that's something that I need,
Perhaps, maybe, I don't
But
know. I
I'm
mean,
at the point in my life, to be honest with you, brother, that I need to start looking for someone. That I need to start trying to find, that someone out there.
oh,
People say that there's always someone out there for you, but I don't know. I mean,
oh yeah, dude,
I haven't found anybody yet.
yeah, dude, you're on the edge of sexiness. Like, I mean, like, you're at the edge of where you're still gonna be considered sexy, and then before you get considered old.
Exactly.
You're,
Right.
like,
Exactly. So I'm trying to do this before I actually, before life passes me by, so to say.
Yeah,
So
yeah, dude. I mean, like, yeah, we're not here forever, and you can't really be,
exactly.
Now, my question is, okay, so you're doing your social activism thing, and I noticed that you have a little costume while you do it. My question is, do you wear this costume all the time?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like I said, I go to these events, whether it's a fair, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
a festival, whether it's, a music concert,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much that's the same attire that I wear. like I said, I never go out, in terms of going out as, and I don't go to the clubs or bars or anything like that,
Right, right, right.
Um, I
Now,
don't smoke, I don't drink. Maybe that's another issue. Maybe that's another issue, brother. The fact that I don't consume alcohol, nor do I smoke,
I,
cigarettes. So
I, I
maybe
don't,
that's
I don't know
part
about
of it. I don't
all
know.
that. I don't know about all that. I smoke and drink and everything like that, and I get laid, but I don't think that the all that stuff, has anything in common. I think they're all pretty independent of one another, right? Like
Right.
honestly, like I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like drinking. I don't even really drink these days. Um,
Uh huh.
I did go out on a date with a girl, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and
Okay.
I'll admit that I drank, to kind of like make everybody feel comfortable and everything like that. But I was totally uncomfortable by a whole bar. I don't even like bars or anything like that. I don't know. I was out of my comfort zone and I wasn't acting as comfortable as I normally was. And you know what? The date went poorly. I just I wasn't acting naturally and everything like that. But I say that because like not every time you go up to bat, you're gonna get a hit. Sometimes it's a swing and a miss. And I think that you need to get used to missing. Um, Before you can get used to hitting.
Mhm.
And perhaps maybe just starting by having conversations with the ladies in public about nothing but the weather. Maybe that might be a good starting point. Just get used to talking about the weather, nothing racially charged or anything like that. And I was taking a look at some of your pictures, and I noticed that all your shirts, they got like hella words on it, and it's all like
Yeah, I got my
peace.
own political I got my my own agendas, and in terms of how I view
Now,
certain issues.
yeah, right. And honestly, first of all, you should monetize it and sell it to other Asian dudes. Um, one. So if you're like 36. Yeah, I mean like you should be selling that stuff. Like you wear it enough to where I mean like yeah, sell that shit. One, get a little bit of money and trick off on some hoes. You know what I mean? Like that might get you laid. Um, and I don't really endorse tricking, but you're 36. You might want to trick, but you need money to trick, and starting your own clothing line based on some of the gear that you wear that you've been modeling for the past decade or so. You might want to go start selling and marketing that.
Okay.
Another thing is check this out. You might want to try not wearing that shit. You know, you might want to try not wearing that shit for a little bit. Just wear some plain gear. Come out as you. Not a slogan, not an agenda. Come out as you. And approach girls and talk about something as stupid as the time of day, but smile while you do it. And make a little joke. You know, and have fun. And I guarantee you'll have you'll be on just the first step to remedying the fact that you're a 36-year-old virgin. I mean, like it's not too late. You still have all your limbs. You look relatively young. You're in good shape. Yeah, so it's you're not out of the game yet. You haven't gone completely off the deep end. But I think something that might help you in the pursuit of pussy. You know what I mean? And I don't even think that that's what you're really looking for at this point. At 36, I really do think that you might be looking for some real companionship, which is something that like I'm not. That's not my forte. Wait, just a second here. Uh, okay. I can call in. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna answer this call and I'm gonna see if I can patch all you guys together. So just a second here. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, wait, just a second here. I'm I'm I'm
Okay.
I'm talking to Ty,
Yeah.
and he's, I guess, on the other line. Maybe I need to give him the other line. I have this another line. Is he on hold? I'm trying to figure out how to do this all live. I'm sorry
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
But
No,
yeah,
it's cool.
sorry about that. But yeah, go ahead, state your name, who you representing, where you from, yada yada yada. Go ahead and introduce
I'm
yourself.
Mike from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Where? I have friends from
Yes.
Oklahoma. What's going on?
Yes. Yes. Shout out to everyone over at Discord who knows me as Right Coke.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, what's going on? And what do you want to comment?
Oh, the comment about the 36-year-old version.
Yeah, go ahead and yeah, fill me in.
Um, I'm not trying to be nasty here, but he needs a hooker or prostitute here.
Yeah, a hooker and prostitute. But here's the thing: I don't know if that's what he's looking for. And I
Yeah,
would have,
that's true. That's true.
I would be, like, And here's the thing: I had another late bloomer friend of mine,
Yeah.
and we tried the whole get him a prostitute hooker thing. We even tried to do it in different countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Puerto Rico is a different country. Puerto Rico's not a different country. But anyway,
I mean, there's no Nevada. So.
right. Um, so basically, my thing is this: if 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 it were as simple as wait a second, I'm gonna yeah, wait. I'll call in a second. I'm gonna get one more comment from you, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to Ty. Because he's trying
Yeah.
to call in. I gotta get the or you know what?
Yeah.
I got a whole nother number that I'm gonna give him. Ty.
Okay.
Ty, sit tight, Ty. I see you. You're trying to call in, but one more. I just want to finish this point. The reason why I'm saying get a hooker, is because that is not what he is going. He needs.
Yeah.
Maybe a hooker might facilitate a scenario that would make sense to building up to where he needs to be. You could hire a hooker to talk to him and have a regular conversation with him and seem like a regular girl. But I do not think that a hooker is what would remedy this situation, because it's not a situation of like a simple like he
I understand that point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's like late night 1-800 numbers that I see on TV, like on Comedy Central. He can go that route too. He can talk to other chicks, to get him comfortable.
You know what? Look, there's so many different outlets to talking to girls,
Yeah.
honestly, because like it sounds like in person, a lot of this is the problem is in person. A lot of people aren't comfortable with who they are physically in person, so they do a lot of things to their physical appearance to kind of guard themselves from other people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is going on with some of these shirts. If you look at my man's gear, this is it's pussy repellent. Truth be told, it's not anything that will get you laid, even at an activist rally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yo, check this out. See this shirt? This is a Shepherd Ferry shirt that I picked up. That I picked up years ago. During the Obama-ish. It was like the Obama-ish era and everything, and Shepherd Ferry was hot. There was a whole bunch of Shepherd Ferry stuff. Yo, this shirt got me laid.
Yeah.
This shirt got me laid. I used to bang a bunch of like leftist, socialist types. I was a member of the Young Democratic Socialists. Look, I stopped being a socialist because I found out that socialist chicks don't shave. See that? And and here's the thing. Look, you know, the stuff you put on yourself can affect
Yeah.
your ability to pull.
Hmm.
And in different crowds and everything like that, different shirts are
Yeah.
going to work. And even in an activist crowd, a shirt about how you an Asian male and this, that, and the other, nah, that's
Hmm.
not going to get you laid. You might be able to sell those
Yeah.
shirts. But it's definitely not going to
Yeah.
get. It's not about getting some pussy. That's about putting an agenda
Yeah.
out there. That's and and the only kind of girl you would pull with that agenda is a girl that's about that agenda. And there's so few
Yeah.
people that are about an Asian male agenda. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, that's not really like a socio-political agenda that's
Yeah.
popping right now. You know what I mean? There,
Yeah. Hmm.
just even, because like even going around talking about you a black man, that's not really gonna get you laid too much.
What's a white tip? Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe, not really. No, actually, no, no. I'm gonna say that. No, no. If you
Okay.
really want to pull with some white girls, you gotta be willing to forfeit all sorts of aspects of your humanity as a black man. But you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to Ty. Ty,
All right.
yeah, Ty, go ahead
All
and
right. It's all
call
good.
in and everything like that.
All right. It's
Yo,
all good,
thanks,
dude.
dude. Thanks for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
No
And
problem.
and tune
I'll
into.
probably call. I'll probably call in later.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know.
Yeah, feel free to call in later. I want to get Ty back on the line.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure, dude. Let's
so
talk to Ty.
yeah, man. We'll talk to Ty.
All
You have
right.
a nice one, man.
See
Peace.
ya.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Ty. All right. There you go. All right, Ty. All right,
What's up, bro?
we had our last caller call in. What did you think about uh what you heard there?
Well, in regards to what, the prostitution thing?
Yeah, just about what we discussed.
Right. Well, like I said, knowing how I have values and knowing that I'm looking for some type of relationship, I don't think I could stoop that low to
Right.
go with any type of prostitution, in that way.
Now, wait a second. Now, let's not poo-poo prostitution. I'm,
Okay.
and I please don't try to say that prostitution is low, and that is a low way of getting laid. I don't want you to try to idealize. I don't want you to sit here and wait for an ideal situation. You know what I mean? Like, I really, that might be a little counterproductive. That view of it.
Right, but I'm not in it for the monetary. I don't want to have sex in exchange for monetary value.
Yeah, right.
That's another reason.
Well,
Okay.
now here's another thing. Truth be told, I mean, like, yo, dude, all sex costs money, bro.
No, I understand that, but like I said, at least I would
dude.
have a relationship rather than just having a one night thing.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
all sex has. Sorry, it doesn't cost money, but all sex has its costs. There are costs.
Absolutely, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
You by being
But
a virgin,
in my opinion,
you've actually avoided all sorts of fees and fines and all sorts of bullshit. So just be aware that your virginal status might be there's some financial benefits to it. and
well, you're right, and I agree. There is a cost for everything. I absolutely agree. But like I said, I don't want to be in a predicament or a situation where I'm going to give money in exchange for sex. I mean, to me, that's just degrading. It's not me. I mean, if I'm going to have sex, I want to have sex with a woman that that I would have some type of relationship with, regardless of whether it works out or not.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would like to fall in love and have a serious relationship with someone.
What does
but it's coming to the end of my life where it might never be possible. Especially at my age. So
yeah, what does that what does an ideal relationship look like to you? Like, from start to finish? Like, how do you meet?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think anybody would say, marriage potential. Somebody you can have a
Yeah,
relationship
no, no, no.
that could lead to marriage.
Yeah, take me, to the beginning. Like, how do you guys meet?
Say that again. How do I what?
How do you meet this girl?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she's a fellow social justice warrior like me, that fights white supremacy. I mean,
okay. Now,
I mean, I go to these rallies and these, these rallies, for example, sometimes that have, fellow social justice advocates or activists, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And yet, a lot of them don't find me attractive or don't want to have dialogue and conversation with me and stuff like. So maybe I don't know. Maybe the fact that I'm too militant, I'm not sure. So that's why I was alluding to earlier that, maybe I have to sacrifice any type of relationship because of the fact that I'm all about fighting white supremacy 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Now here's the thing. You sound nice. I mean, like, you don't sound scary. You don't sound like, like, yeah, you don't sound like, when I say you don't sound scary, I mean, like, yeah, you don't sound like, you don't sound twisted. You know what I mean? You don't sound, totally. A lot of women can pick up, like, people who sound twisted, and I might not be as keen as a woman on that, but I can definitely pick up on people who have a sadistic streak about them, and I don't hear that quite with you. You know what I mean? I don't hear that. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't hear that. So I don't think that you're coming across as like too militant or too too much in that sense. And truth be told, I mean, like, dude, chicks love militancy. I mean, like, dude, if you want to turn some chicks on, bring her some severed heads. present a woman with the severed heads of your enemies, and she will be at your knees. I guarantee, even in this age of iPhones, you just present several severed heads to any girl of your interest. Oh my gosh, I killed them for you.
Right.
As long as they're not her family.
I don't know if I could go those extremes, really, but hey.
As long as it's not her family, she'll be really turned on. But check this out. I'm not. I don't think that your social justice activism isn't necessarily the wrong place to find a woman, but in the way that you're going about it, from what I can see, it looks like, the gear might be getting in the way. I think, in fact, you might be using the social activism as a shield to hide yourself from people. Like, you can be, there are a lot of people who hide themselves from people by being ostentatious, by putting themselves so far out there in, as wild that, they're unapproachable, and that's how they hide. They hide in that haze of untouchability. You have your agenda out there and everything like that, and you're out there, and that's you, as opposed to you being a person that can talk about the time of day, just some basic stuff about like the life and everything like that. You seem like a really affable person, easy to talk to and everything. But I think that you put on the gear and the headband and all this stuff and the costume really as a shield to hide yourself. And as long as you go into those environments with that shield up, I don't think that you're going to be able to pull the girls that you're looking for. I don't think you're going to pull, the girls that you're looking for. And then on top of that, I think you need to be more conducive to going after women that are into you. If you're an Asian male, you realize that there are chicks who are just into dudes that are just, that are Asian. I mean, like, you like wearing costumes. Have you tried going to like a Comic-Con?
Actually, I have, and it backfired on me.
Oh, damn. Did you go to the Comic-Con and you tried to preach activism instead of, your favorite characters?
Well, what I did was I did a survey about some of the white women who were there that supposedly liked Japanese anime, and I wanted to get like a general consensus. This
Okay.
was back in 2012, I believe. So this was quite a long time ago. But I ended up getting kicked out of the convention because of the fact that white women were getting offended. It was like, are you serious? You guys are freaking hypocrites. You guys are into Japanese animation and Japanese culture, but yet you don't like Asian men.
Wait a
I mean, to
second.
me, that
Wait,
sounds
wait, wait
hypocritical
a
at that
second.
point.
Wait,
Too.
wait a second. Whoa, whoa. Okay, all right. Now we're getting a little juicy. Wait a second. So
See,
you
I've done
went.
different things, brother.
Wait a
I've done
second.
things that you never thought that I would be doing as an Asian
Wait
man,
a
but I ended up
second.
doing it.
Wait a second. Wait a second. So you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that you are going to anime conventions? Well, you went to an
No,
anime
I just
con-
went to one so far.
Okay, you went to an anime convention, and
Right.
you started polling the white women there, if they
Mm-hmm.
liked Asian men. You just like do you like
Right.
are you sexually attracted to Asian men? Yes or no?
Correct. That's how I pretty much did it.
Okay, and then you were wearing the headband and the Asian male shirts.
Well, at that time, I think I had I had the Japanese headband down, but I don't think I had the my Asian man shirt on at that time,
Okay.
as I recall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that shit. Yeah. I mean,
No,
like,
but
no, you're not
it
allowed
kind
to
of
do that
showed that
shit.
white woman though that how can a white
No,
woman be
no,
into
no,
Japanese
no,
culture, Asian
no.
culture, but yet
Did you have a camera with you?
no camera.
So you were just walking around with a clipboard, polling women, asking if they like, if they're, cruising for some Asian dick out here.
Well, I wouldn't say it like that, but I did have a clipboard, and I did have a ticket. I did buy a ticket so that way, if it was a private event, I wouldn't get kicked out, but I still ended up getting kicked out.
You came in with a clipboard, your own agenda. You weren't participating in the culture of the event. And on top of that, I mean, like, you're asking kind of dumb questions. You basically you walked up to a whole bunch of women and asked, "Do you like me?" And
Right,
bro,
and that wasn't the first time I've done it. I've done that on college campuses before too.
yeah, dude, you can't do that stuff. That's like low key illegal. I mean, like, it's not illegal, but it's low key illegal. I mean, like,
Well,
if
what do you
you
mean? I mean, if I want to research on something, Ken, I gotta do something, right, brother?
yeah, right, but
If I want to find the root of a problem, you have to try to go about it in different ways to even
yeah,
try to fight it, right?
yeah,
Try to resolve it.
from my experience, there's like a social cap on the number of women that you can solicit for sex in a given population, in a given time period. Like, you can't walk up to a whole bunch of girls and ask them, do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? Which is essentially what you're doing when you have a clipboard and you're asking, are you sexually attracted to Asian males? As an Asian male, I mean, like, and then you don't even have a camera, so it's not like you're doing this for a social experiment, or like there isn't something to make people feel like, oh, I'm part of something. You're just coming across.
Well, you know how that goes. Most people don't want to be on camera, though. That's no problem. So it
Whoa.
would be more credible if I didn't have the camera
No,
versus if
no,
I had
no,
the
no,
camera.
no. The camera is there. No. The camera is there because you're blogging or you're doing this as a social experience. It gives them context, because when you walk up to them and you start polling them and asking them questions about their sexual, I'm sorry, you're asking a whole bunch of women about their vaginas, and that just makes a bunch of women uncomfortable. I imagine that even if two of them said, "Hey, this guy is walking up to me and talking kind of crazy," even if just two of them, because one, they're not gonna take it seriously, but two, oh man, that's kind of nuts. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go over there to a Comic-Con, next time I would suggest this: dress up as some sort of samurai character, something that looks like what you already are. You're Japanese. So you're actually Japanese. See, you don't even need to go to an anime convention and ask the girls there if they like Asian dudes. Just assume, assume you're in there. You're the real deal, you know? So go through,
Mm.
wear an outfit that shows off, you've been working out. You've been going out. I mean, you've been working out, so you can wear a costume that shows off the fact that you got guns. I mean, like, you be some sort of a sumo wrestler or something like that. I don't know, some of these anime characters, but you gotta come through with the Comic-Con. If you like costumes, you like social events, and you like conventions, you will go out. So these are already events that and arenas that you can already get into. I'm just saying, you don't really need to try that hard to find girls that like Asian dudes. There's a convention circuit devoted to that. Going around with a clipboard and asking the girls if they like, you, that's not going to help you in your pursuit at all. That's only going to scare women away, and it's going to get, authorities called on you. I mean, like, yeah, you can only really talk, you can only really, in a given population, in a given set of time, you can only really solicit maybe 3 women. Like if you're at a bar or something like that, you can really shoot your shot at like 3 women before. If you're at a decent size, like a regular size bar, you can only really shoot your shot at 3 women in an hour. And even then, that might be a little too high. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little technical on the calculus here, but I'm just explaining why that outcome occurred the way that it did. Very sad. So yeah, and then you're targeting white women. Look, if you got beef with white people and everything like that, and you're coming at white girls, I'm gonna tell you something. They can feel that. You know what I mean? So, if you're trying to get with white girls, coming out of them hard body karate about who they are and everything like that might not be the best way to intro that conversation. And then also, I don't know how successful you can have a relationship with a white woman, given your politics. It's like, I don't know if you're that advanced. As a 36-year-old virgin, I don't know if you're that advanced. You know what I mean? In terms of, kind of balancing out the cognitive dissonance and all the political ramifications. So, if I were you, I would really just kind of like stick to, you like costumes, you like groups. I would go to Comic-Con, or any sort of anime convention. The girls there will like Asian males. Trust me. You're gonna find a few. Dress up as a character that shows off your physique, and engage these people about their character. That's one thing that's great about Comic-Con and all those type of events. It gives a way for guys to not take a break on themselves, because that's oftentimes what's getting in the way of you getting laid. Is like, you think that you're the most interesting guy in the world, and you want to tell her about all the interesting things that you got going on and all the interesting things that you're doing, and really she doesn't give a shit. Really what she wants is, she just wants to, somebody that she can have some sort of emotional parity with, some sort of emotional connection with. And you're not going to provide that when you're talking about how fucking sweet you are. What you will do, however, is you can talk to her about what she's wearing. Talk to her about her favorite characters. And never ask if she likes you. If she's talking with you for more than 15 minutes, bro, you got to go to the hotel. You got to say, hey, yo, let's get some food. You got to go to the next spot. She's talking to you for more than 15 minutes. You got to go to the next spot. Let's get some food. And then hopefully that goes to the hotel and everything like that. But
let me say this, if I can.
But yeah, the social justice areas, you can get laid there, but honestly, Comic-Con is
But
going to
trust
be
me, I mean,
way
think about
more
it.
conducive to getting laid.
No. And I see your points, but what I'm saying is this, though. As an East Asian man, being born and raised in America, and the image, past and presently, that East Asian men hold in this country is
Right. But
not
you're
good
Tai
in
Nihon.
terms of
You're not.
relationships.
I know. I deal with demographic issues as well. I deal with racism as well. All
Right.
right,
We
but
already
in
have
the
two strikes.
pursuit.
Think about it. We have the small dick. We have the small dick stereotype. I mean, the Asian men all have
All
these small
right,
dicks.
cool,
So,
dog, bro. There's a bunch of small dick dudes that are getting laid every day, and a lot of chicks like small dick dudes because it doesn't hurt as bad. Dude,
right.
dude.
So that's one strike, and the strike that I have is being Asian. So that's
Listen,
2 strikes right there, and
it's
then
not a
3.
strike, dude.
Most
Why?
Asian men.
I told you. A lot of chicks like little dick dudes because they don't hurt as bad. A lot of chicks got shallow cervixes out here. See, you don't get laid too much, so you don't. You're a virgin, so you don't know anything about this. A lot of chicks out here.
But it doesn't matter, though. I mean, a dick is a dick is a physical characteristic. It doesn't describe who you are as a person.
Exactly. And I'm just letting you know how little that it matters in terms of what we're talking about, in terms of what you're pursuing. Like,
so you're saying it's minute, then? You're pretty much saying that it's minute.
I'm saying that, like, yo, dude, girls are sucking small dicks every day, and they don't, and they're cool, and it's cool. I mean, like, yo, dude, having a big dick doesn't make you, get laid more. It doesn't. I mean, it can make your dick pics more attractive to women, but how many girls are really asking for dick pics out here? I mean, like, they like them if you have a good dick. I mean, right here, but I mean, like, they're not really asking for that too often. As a pretty, you're already in there by the time that's happening. So, okay, wait just a second here. Okay, wait, just a second here. Dial pad. Let me see if I can go ahead and let me go ahead and see for wait just a second here. Wait. Is it 2? Sorry, I got like dyslexia. I don't even think that I typed this number right. But let me see if I can add this person. Because there's somebody that's trying to call in. All right. Hey. What is that? Can you hear? I think I added you to the call. Hello? Hello?
You talking to me, brother?
I think I tried to add somebody to the call. What is that? On group
Go ahead and take your callers.
No,
I want to hear people's, your callers' opinions about this.
All right, caller, can you try to call back in real quick? Just so that, yeah, try to call back in really quick. Okay. All right, let me see if this. Okay. Oh wait, just a second here, and then let me see if I can. Okay, let me see if I can add that.
Hey man.
Okay,
Hey
hey.
man, it's Mike again. I just had a quick thing.
Is Mike again?
Thing about Mike from Oklahoma. This is a quick thing.
Yep.
About the small dick. Dude, I have a small dick. It's like 3 years. Dude,
wait a second. I think I may have been able to add Ty to the call. Is Ty? Are you in the call? Hello? Ty, you in the call? No. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm about 3.5 inches.
Really?
Big, dude. I'm for real, and I get laid.
Yeah.
I have a kid. Girls suck dicks. I mean.
There you go. There you go. Look, dude. My man who called in is out here telling you that you don't need to be packing to do the biological functions of being a person. Dude, getting laid and having kids, that's a dude, you have the God-given tools, even if they're small, they still work.
Yeah.
They still work. So, this whole, I think part of it that makes people think that you have to, be packing. I think part of it is pornography.
Yeah.
I think that definitely.
Yeah, I think so. It's over exaggerated in the pornography stuff.
It's totally. I mean, the porn is totally. It's such a small segment of the totality of sexuality, but so many guys, it becomes their only sexuality. Their only.
Yeah, I mean, I do watch porn, and I think it's a little over exaggerated. I watch black from Asian to white to girl and whatever in between.
Bro, I've been in a few productions. I'm gonna tell you this. Check this out. A lot of it is a show. Photography is a performance.
Yeah.
It's not
totally it is.
It's it's somewhat real, but it's somewhat a performance. It's somewhat put on.
Yeah.
It's somewhat, and on top of that, here's another thing a lot of people don't understand. You can create that same energy. I mean, you get worked up into a frenzy with a significant partner that you're compatible with, that's into you or something like that. You can work up that same type of fervor, that same sexual energy, that same heat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So and you don't need to be super packing for that to work. Now I happen to be fortunate in that area and everything like that. But that's such a small tranche of the totality of what it is to be a fully actualized sexual person here. And here's me. I don't even have kids. You're talking to us, and thank you for calling in, because you're coming from the perspective of you went all the fucking way. You're married, you have kids and a family and everything like that.
Oh, I know. I just have a baby mama.
Oh, you have a baby mama. Oh, I thought you got married and everything like that. Okay, so you got the baby.
No. I'm single.
Okay, that's see, dog. I mean, dude, you can have a small dick out here, and you can still get it in and still have fun as a single dude as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing that said. Now I got a question for you. Our Tai is putting a huge emphasis on the ethnic background in this discussion, and I think that's I think it's significant and worth discussing. So
about the Asian.
Yeah.
Asian having small ones.
All right, what's your background?
It's just stereotypical. I mean, it's just like saying all black people have big dicks.
Okay.
Not all black people have big dicks.
Right,
I mean,
dude.
know.
Now, I will say that black skin adds 2 inches to whatever it is that you're working with. So, yo, dude, I seen some. I see some dudes that are not working with jack shit, but they got the black man swag.
Yeah.
And they're putting in work. I mean, yo, this happens. Yeah. This is real. This is a real effect. Now, quick question: What is your ethnic background, your racial background, however you want to describe it?
I'm white.
Okay, you are a
I'm white.
You are a colonizer.
I'm a white man. I'm 33 years old.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I've been with a couple. I mean, I've been with women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now,
even with my size, long line.
Now, our guest tonight, Tai, he'll say, "Well, you're a white man, and white guys got advantage, and you yada yada yada."
No, I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean,
okay.
I mean, I don't think white people have the advantage. I mean,
well, okay. I will say this: you as an individual, okay. What's the background of your baby mother?
she is Mexican.
She is Mexican. Okay, so how come you didn't get with a white girl? I'm just out of curiosity.
It just happened. The baby just happened. It just happened. You know,
It just
it
happened.
just happened.
Okay. Now is homegirl is your baby mother is would you say that she's flyer than you?
Is she what than me?
Flyer, is she better looking than you are? I mean, like in terms of like looks, or are you guys?
I don't think so. I think I'm better looking than her.
Okay, all right. So you're saying that she came up, she got herself a white baby.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's why she
Yeah.
tolerated the baby dick out here. No, I'm sorry. Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's cool. It's cool.
no, but for real. So my question is, how did you meet your baby mother? Out of curiosity. How did you?
It was actually off a dating app
Okay,
called OkCupid.
okay. This is back now. What year? What era of OK Cupid? What are we talking about here?
Like 5, 6 years ago.
Ooh, so this was back when you could still meet a girlfriend on OK Cupid.
Yeah.
This is back. Oh
Yeah.
man, this was back when you full profiles. This was back when it was still through the computer. You would get on the computer and you would sit down and you would read. Oh, and then you would have
Yeah.
your opening message. If your opening message wasn't clever as fuck,
Yeah. Yeah.
you ain't getting no play. But people still got play on there. I mean, like now, OK Cupid,
Yeah.
it's a fucking wasteland. I'm very disappointed with what they did to it. You can get banned.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting
I'll go
banned.
back.
Dude, it's not just guys that get banned because I got banned several times from OK Cupid. It's not just guys that are getting banned. I talk to girls that are getting banned like crazy. It just
Yeah.
is too many rules. They me too'd it. It got
Yeah.
like I have a friend that works at the Match Group and he
Yeah.
posted an image of a poster that was in their it was in their headquarters, and it was
Yeah.
a poster that said DTF and down to fight the binary. This whole idea that there's men
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
women and everything. So they're all about, this anti-sexual, total confusion. They want a bunch of fucking ties out here, never getting laid, paying a bunch of money to their
Yeah.
fucking app, and never finding true love and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's really disappointing because OK Cupid used to be the spot.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Ah, damn. OK Cupid used to be the spot. You could really get laid out
Yeah.
here. You could really find,
Yeah.
start a relationship on there.
Yeah.
And now they swiped it, and it's over policed. They're trying to push everybody to Tinder. It's Match Group that bought them.
Yeah.
So they're trying to push everybody to
Oh,
Tinder. And Tinder, man, they monetize that to hell. You pay for boost, you pay for fucking super likes, you pay
Yeah.
for the goal list and everything like that. So that's monetized out the tits. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's online
There's
dating.
also Meet Me.
Huh?
There's also Meet Me.
Meet Me. Okay, there's
Meet Me. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah. It's free. You don't have to deal with giving them money.
If you're Asian, East meets
I've seen-
East. East meets.
I don't.
I mean, like,
I don't.
if you're a white guy that likes Asians, you can go on East meets East too. I mean, like, I think anybody can
Yeah.
go on East meets East. But like, yo, if you're
Yeah.
into Asian chicks, East meets East. or Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah.
Coffee Meets Bagel. I'm convinced that's an Asian app because I only run into Asian girls on there, and it's just very Asian.
That sounds like a Jewish site.
I thought it was gonna be a Jewish thing as well. You know what I mean? But no, I don't know if I don't think their protocol for alerts is too poppin' because I get matches on there and I don't know when they're online and I don't know when they message me and it's always a day. I always message a day later and it's just I don't know. It's not necessarily like my thing. So I don't know. My dude he's buff. He's active, so he's out there all the time. You know what I mean? He's not. So he's a relatively exciting guy. It's not like he stays inside his house or anything like that. He has pictures with celebrities, so I'm sure he could post his pictures with celebrities on any of these dating websites.
Yeah.
And that would at least draw in some conversation from interested women.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think at some point, why are you a 36-year-old virgin? Well, maybe you need to try to get laid.
True, but if he wants a relationship and all that,
But it starts with being able to just do the mechanical part,
Yeah.
And I think going back to why we haven't said, get a hooker. I think if it were a hooker situation, it would have to be his buddies that buy him the hooker without his knowledge.
Yeah.
This girl is just, man, why is this girl on me? Why is she, and she really wants to fuck, what I mean? Well, she was paid to talk
to be like a surprise thing.
Yeah, and it would have to be a total surprise thing, but maybe at 36, we need to let go of certain ideals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so, but thanks for sharing that oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I was about to say, let's get him back on.
Yeah, I want to get him back on, but yeah, Nomer. No, you don't have to do that at all. Tai Nihon, feel free to call back in. The line is free, so feel free to get back on. I want to hear your reaction to what we just discussed, because that was a complete rebuttal to the poppycock that you put out here. That said that, because people out here think that Asians got small dicks, you can't get laid. Explain to me if the idea that Asians got small dicks and are sexually incapable, if that were true, explain to me why there are so many goddamn Asians. Isn't there billions of y'all? Aren't y'all like half the human population? One of y'all, some of y'all's got to have enough to massage them walls. Some of y'all, you had 2 Asian parents. So, if you had 2 Asian parents, then it seems to me that, this notion that Asians are completely, asexual or incapable of getting laid, I think that's complete nonsense. I think that's complete nonsense. Can you, Tai? What do you have to say to our last caller who completely refuted this notion that you need a big dick to really be competitive out here?
Well, let me first say that he's a white guy. He's a Caucasian guy, so he doesn't know what it's like to be an Asian man, period. So okay. I just want to kind of correct him on that.
Okay,
notion.
that's
second, it's not necessarily about my I hate to say this, but the word dick. I hate to say that it has not necessarily has anything to do with dick per se, but it also has to do with the fact that I'm Asian, and that's about 90% of it, in terms of being an East Asian man here in the United States of America. We're portrayed as being unmasculine. We're portrayed as being sexist. We're portrayed as being only good for educational purposes. I mean that's the narrative. That's the stereotype here in American society.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
What if I told you that girls like some girls like Asians. Like what if I told you?
I'm sure they're out there, but they're not the Paris Hilton. They're not the Taylor Swift.
Whoa, okay, all right. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. I think I know part of your problem. A big part of your problem. What did you just say right there? They're not the whats?
Most Asian men don't get with the typical jock females like out there, like the Paris Hilton, the Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift.
Wait a second. So those are the women that you want?
No, those aren't the women that I necessarily want. But I'm just saying the notion is that
why are you listing
Asian men cannot usually date non-Asian females, other than the ones that are in the animation, maybe the ones in the K-pop. I mean, I've had bad experience at the animation show or whatever you want to call it, convention.
Okay. All right. Now,
so I can't personally test it myself, but I know other Asian men maybe have. But the general notion is that it's hard for us Asian men to get with non-Asian females, period.
Okay, wait a second. One, why aren't you getting with Asian females? I'm just wondering. And then two,
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I prefer non-Asian females, to be honest with you. That's just my personal preference.
You said Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, so you want skinny, blonde, rich, white girls. That's what you're saying. And
I'm not implying that. What I was saying was that Asian men, we as Asian men, because we've been propagated by Western society or white supremacy, whatever you want to call it, it's embedded in our mindset that we can't get with that, that jock or that popular type of woman that's portrayed out there as a so-called model or, famous, sexual and physically attractive, woman.
I had a Airbnb. I was running an Airbnb in Chicago for a while, and one of my guests was a couple. It was an Asian dude, and he had a girlfriend, a tall blonde white girl, taller than him, but here's the thing: he was driving a brand new Audi S3. I think he was driving the S3 because I remember I got into it. He took me out and we went out for drinks and everything like that. And what was that? We got into Audi and it was small, so I think it was an S3, but it was new. And I mean he was in the Airbnb and I was charging the premium for that fucking room. And I don't know. I think he was tricking off on that girl extra hard. Now, my question is, how much were you working with in terms of the money? Because like Paris Hilton and
monetary, like Swift, I said, brother Ken, monetary value should not matter.
Whoa!
A woman and man fall in love with each other.
Whoa! You specifically said Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, and I asked you specifically, how much money are you working with? And then you said money doesn't matter. And then I'm looking at you like, what the fuck? I mean, how do you expect
it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't negate the fact that you fall in love with somebody, right?
What the fuck? How are you supposed to get with Taylor Swift and Paris Hilton with no money?
I mean, I'm sure there's some females out there that don't look at the money aspect of it. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming that every female is like that, who's attractive.
What are you talking about? Those women are 100 millionaires. I mean, like, do you have $100,000? That at least? Like, that's how much money you need to be in.
So are you implying that females who are attractive sexually and physically, especially the ones who have notoriety, the ones that have financial means, only want guys who have financial means as well?
I'm saying that you're not going to be even in the same room as them.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not even going to be in the same room as them. And then when you are...
But I'm saying a black guy who doesn't have money probably has more of a chance, or a Latino guy probably has more of a chance than an Asian guy.
I
That's
got.
what I'm trying to get at.
I have quite a few broke ass black friends, and yeah, most of them are with women that kind of match their pocketbook, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like my broke
Well, not
friends.
every case is like that, obviously, right? Not every situation is like that.
Well, I think you fell for the myth of free pussy out here. You know, there's a myth going on out here that, you know, says that, you know, women out here, you know, will, you know, that there's, you know, top tier women out here available for free. And, you know, that's not, you know, what you're talking about is called default pussy out here. Default pussy. That's what you can have without trying. You know, without having to put in any effort, without having to put in work. You know, that's just what's available to you just on the strength of you. You know, out here, just you. Default macking. My boy Boss Mac Topsoil had a whole podcast on default macking, and that's when you're not really striving. And if you want a top tier woman and you're not already, you know, like, and I'm trying, you know, I don't want to black pill you out here and everything like that, but there is some merit to, you know, some black pill ideology. And yeah, dude, bro, you know, if you're not like super tall, super beautiful, you know what I mean? If you haven't been like spotted and, you know, somebody said, you know, like you're out in public at one of these gatherings and somebody said, hey, you could be a model, and started taking your photo and everything like that, then you're not.
But what I'm saying, brother, is race does matter. I mean, when it comes to East Asian men's image, it does factor into it. That's what I'm trying to get at more or less.
Dog, dude, there's some top tier Asian dudes out here. I go to the gym all
I'm
the time.
not saying there isn't. I'm not, you know, there's
you
know, you got these J-pops and these Korean guys who do these music. They look like skinny models.
No,
I mean, some of them look feminine.
I'm in the gym. Asian dudes putting in heavy weights in the gym. You know, swole, diesel as fuck. They got a crew of Asian dudes. They got a crew of Asian chicks with them. I mean...
Right, but that's more exception to the rule, though, is what I'm saying.
Not an exception to the rule. Dog,
still,
there's a...
the stigma, the stereotype's still out there, though.
There's a whole gym... you know, I live in Koreatown, so I guess I live in the whole exception to the rule. There's whole gyms full of Asian dudes and Asian chicks getting together and having a great time, talking to one another and getting it in. I mean, like, and I don't think they're, you know, debating on who has a small dick or, you know, and my black ass dog, I'm a black dude out here, you know, I got muscles and everything like that, you know, I'm literally a model, you know, so people, you know, look, you know, I'm a decent looking dude. I'm invisible to a lot of these chicks, bro. You know, they're not even looking at me. You know what I mean? In fact, most of the Asian chicks that I pull on all these dating apps and everything like that, honestly, are just curious about my dick size, maybe want to fuck once, and they're gone. Ghost. Truth be told. So, you know, you're talking about looking for a relationship and everything like that. I think you would be more suited finding a relationship in this environment than... you know, then some of the things that some of the places that you've been looking, and some of the ways that you've been looking at it for in. I mean, like, you're talking about you want Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, and you got no money.
No, bro, I'm not implying that. What I'm saying is when it comes to the image of Asian men,
yeah,
and when it comes to Asian men trying to find
rich,
females in Western society, it's hard. Period. That's what I was just using as an analogy.
You listed two rich, skinny blondes. That's a specific type of woman, and they were the same type of woman. You know, you listed them right two at the same type of way, and you know, it just, you know, you might be a virgin because you're waiting for Taylor Swift to come down and say, "Hey, Asian man, I want to suck your dick and your dick only." And you know how goofy that is of a notion? You know what I mean? Like, nah, you got to get in where you
No, you're missing my point, brother. You missed my point.
Well,
I wasn't trying to use that as the context that you're trying to use it as.
Okay. I don't, because like when you talk about Asian men in general, and I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about the things that you're saying, I'm talking about you, Tai Nihon, about how you're a virgin. Because if you want to talk about Asian men in general, Asians in general are getting laid and having kids because there's a tons of Asians in general. I think the average person in the world is an Asian dude.
You're missing my point, brother.
So
That's all I can say. You're missing my point.
Okay, wait a second. What is your point by saying that in Western society, Asian men are not seen as suitable as sexual partners? And I got people on the line telling you that you don't need a big dick. Okay, they might be a white guy. I'm telling you as a black dude, I'm walking around in Asian town and everything like that, and only people that are really pulling in the Asian part of the town is Asian dudes. So there's plenty of places where Asians can get laid. I'm just wondering, why are you using all of these, statistics to hide behind, the fact that you're not putting in the work to get laid out here, bro? And then you're gonna. And then
it's not that I'm not putting out the work. Let me first mention that. It's the fact that it is hard. I mean, knowing how I am and knowing what I do, when it comes to activism and being an Asian male and all that, I mean, that's all, factors into it, But let's go back to what you're saying. See, you're using an analogy of that you live in the Asian community, I mean, look at Hollywood. Look at, any other, wealthy, vibrant city.
Yeah,
you
don't
see a bunch of that many Asian men being the popular person. You don't see
dog.
It's not like blacks and Latinos where a lot of them are athletes and a lot of them, have notoriety when it comes to physical and,
absolutely not. The people out here who are pulling are a bunch of Asian dudes they got the nice cars.
But that's where you live, brother.
No. I'm talking in Hollywood. Dog, you're in Lansing. By the time I left Lansing, I was in Michigan State University. By the time I left, it was a bunch of Asians in supercars pulling. You go to all the bars, it's Asians pulling.
Right, but that doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean?
That doesn't mean that they mingle with the white people at the bars, at the clubs like that. You just see them with themselves isolated.
You want top tier white pussy, and why can't you say that?
I never said that, brother. You're putting words in my mouth now.
No. You're saying that I'm giving you examples of Asians having vibrant sexual and thriving dating lives, where they're not 36.
Okay, so every single one that you've seen is with the Caucasian, with the white woman. Is that what you're saying? Every single one of them is with attractive.
I told you,
popular white woman. We could perceive that as make a preconceived notion.
I told you of one example that I lived with. Now there are guys that I grew up with. They're Asian. If you're talking about specifically pulling white girls, they pull white girls. Now, here's the thing, though. They talk to white girls, and they don't go around talking about how white people are evil. That's another thing. I mean, like, if you're gonna be, if you're gonna be trying to gun for white girls, then you can't, this whole, fighting white supremacy, yada yada yada. It's not gonna work. I mean, like, even white girls that are, say that they're allies and that say that, they are, about fighting white supremacy. At the end of the day, they're white. So, it would be like going around saying Asians suck and then only wanting to be with Asian girls. Now, white guys can do that, but they have to specifically say that Asian guys suck. They can't say shit about Asian females or about Asian families or anything. They got to specifically talk about Asian males. You're talking about their whole system of operation, their whole essence of being. It'd be like going around talking shit about anime, Toyotas, and Hondas, and expecting Asian girls to fawn after you. I mean, like, unless if you're doing that in a very funny way, and that's how you make money, and they can see that that's how you're making money. Nah, it's not gonna work for you. You're gonna stay a virgin. And then on top of that, it's like it sounds like you want a white girl and you don't even want to say you want a white girl. That might be a problem too. I mean, like, if you can't even articulate what it is that you want, you're going to have a tough time getting what it is that you want. And then you might have a tough time articulating what you want because the cognitive dissonance of being a social activist and, fawning after white pussy, the whitest of white pussy. You said Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift. Those are like two of the whitest white girls that you can list. So it's not, and
right.
Those are specific.
But I think,
white
like
girls.
I said, I think you're trying to.
Well, every
kind
time
of misconstrued my statement on that. I wasn't implying that. That's
well, you said that those examples that I brought up of Asians having vibrant sex lives and dating, you said that they were useless.
I'm talking about with the certain white females. What I'm trying to say, I'm not saying in general.
So
I'm saying
if you know that
the aspect of the female.
Yeah, if you're talking about us now, if you can't pull a certain type of female, then what's the problem? There's other types of females.
Right. So what I'm saying to you is any female period is hard for me to interact with and become maybe on a social level intimate with, so to say, or
why?
You know what I mean? It's hard for me, period. Regardless of that female, whatever her characteristics or whatever her personality is or whatever.
Why is it hard for you? And not Asians in general.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, I guess maybe it's the fact that I am a virgin still. It's the fact maybe that I'm Asian, maybe I'm a virgin. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because I'm an activist, I don't know what it is. I mean,
no, I don't think
I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
There are activists that get laid. There are Asians that get laid.
Right.
I mean, like those are. You definitely can get laid doing those two things and everything like that. I've seen both. I mean,
right, but you don't see too many Asian activists, so maybe that's like a double whammy. So that's two strikes against
bro.
You,
Look at my Ferguson photos. I went to Ferguson with an Asian activist. He gets laid all the time. He fucks black girls though. I mean, like, he protests against white supremacy. He fucks with black girls. I mean, like, that's what you got to do if you're going to be doing that. I mean, hey,
sure.
So that's another thing. I noticed there were, a few black girls on your page. And I've noticed that throughout the time that I've known you. And you live in a black city. And I'm just wondering, it's just like, how come you're not with black girls? If you don't want to get with Asian girls, why not black girls? Or is it only white women?
No, I mean, like I said, I'm attracted to, all females, regardless of whether they're race, but...
Hey, that sounds like some all lives matter stuff. But how come whenever you talk about white women that you, are trying to attract...
Well, I mean, I don't think I socialize with a white woman. I mean, granted, when I was younger, I was always attracted to them physically and emotionally. So, would I date him now? I don't know. But when it comes to black and Latino females and stuff like Latina females and stuff like that, it's kind of hard. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a situation either where I could interact and, socialize with a Latina or a black woman.
Well, they're on your Facebook page. You haven't slid in any DMs?
Right. But obviously they're a little far away and, I'm not really... they're not really my type. I'm also looking for a certain type of woman, period, personality-wise, not just physically.
Man, I got a question. So, your pursuit of white women has gotten you to this point. What would you change if you could change one thing about how if you could think about something that you could change today, in your pursuit of white women, if that's your goal, if you want to get with a white girl, and I think, I'm just gonna, I'm curious, why, what do you think you could change today?
So you're asking me what I could change, what, in order for me to go back and see if I can get with a white woman, or what are you trying to say?
Yeah, with white girls.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is, I'm just trying to figure out, like, he's on Facebook, he's talking to everybody, he's letting everybody know that he's a 36-year-old virgin, he wants some pussy. It sounds like he only wants to fuck Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, and he wants them to want him badly as an Asian for being Asian. Just a second here. Oh man. Yeah, man. I don't know. It sounds like online there's what they call the incel community, and that's the involuntary celibate community. And one of the forms of incels that they have, because the incel community is, I think there's a lot of autistic people in there, so they like categorization tough. Categorized, they've broken down all the different types of incels that they have. One of the main incels that they have, is an ethnocell. And an ethnocell is basically it's an ethnic person, a person that, is non-white, that is an incel because they only want to get with trophy white women. And that's it. It's actually a very common phenomenon. Very common phenomenon in this system of white supremacy that we live in. Here we have my man, Tai Nihon, a fighter of white supremacy, and he routinely goes out and demonstrates against it. But deep down inside, really, he just wants to be with white bitches, man. Look, if you want to get with white girls, you're doing the wrong thing. These are the wrong environments. There's plenty of girls, at these environments that he's at. I don't know, man. Plenty of girls. And if you do work out and everything like that, man, here's some things that you can do today that you can definitely do in the pursuit of getting laid, in the pursuit of getting some girls. Okay, you work out. Okay, you got some muscle on you. You're gonna have to take some modeling photos, man. Book a photo shoot. Get some real photos of yourself taken in various outfits. Get one of you in some suits. Get one of you in some casual gear. Get one of you shirtless. Get some photos of you shirtless and everything like that. If you have abs and everything. If you don't have abs, then, like a wife beater, something that shows off the guns. We want to show off the guns. Basically what we want to do is we want to make you look as presentable as possible in a digital format. That way, when we go to your page, we have what we call thirst traps. I set up thirst traps on my page, specifically, if, there are girls that stumble on my page and, I want them to be attracted. Now, there's some guys get caught up in the thirst trap and, they're easy to spot because they like the photo and then you can just fucking hit block. But like, if we go and, shit, people ask me all the time, Ken, why do you got pictures of you in the shower? Why you got pictures of you shirtless, all this stuff? Thirst trapping. Get laid regularly. I don't even date. I'm out here thirst trapping these hoes. Thirst trapping these hoes. That's all that's for. It's in the pursuit of getting laid, bro. Hit the gym. Trying to get laid. You have photos of that, like that of yourself, then you could never call yourself a 36-year-old virgin. Never. My man wants a relationship and everything like that. You're building a relationship on something incorrect. You're building a relationship on your incorrect desires, to to flex on white boys with their bitches. That never ends good. That never ends good. If you're trying to flex on white folks, you know, you're trying to flex on white folks by stunting on by stunting with their women and everything like that. That doesn't work out so well. It's just not a proven strategy of fighting white supremacy. And no, you're looking for validation that way, man. It's a bad place to look for validation. Ask my man Bill Cosby about that shit, man. That's the dude out here who is out here hell of. I mean, like, yo, hell of. Just maxing out on white girls for decades. I'm not saying he was raping or abusing or doing any of the stuff he was accused of. He was just stunting with white girls and everything like that. And it just didn't end up good for him, man. You know, those were all relationships that were based off of something that, you know, something not good. You know what I mean? Just something, it's just something, it's just not good, man. You know? And at the end of the day, you know, women can low-key detect all that shit. You know? Nobody really wants to, unless if you're on some fetish shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm saying, like, yo, if you really want to get with a white girl, you got to get with a white girl that fetishizes some Asian dudes. You know, for the most part. I mean, like, you know, and she's gonna, you know, and I don't know if you're gonna like the way that feels. Sound like Bill Cosby was an old school trick daddy. Yes, he was. He was just old school tricking off on white girls, you know, thinking that he's stunting extra hard. You know, he hated white supremacy too. I get it, you know. Ugh. Why do all the white boys gotta have all the fun? You know, all that shit. And doesn't end up too good. It's just, they're not relationships that are based in positivity. It's just this ugly, a lot of it is self-hate, and it's just ugly, you know, and people can feel that. You know, people can feel that. That's your whole goal, is to get with these white, you know, stunt on white supremacy, you know, and that's why you would want a Taylor Swift and a Paris Hilton. In my thoughts, you know, that's kind of like you would want a Paris Hilton or a Taylor Swift, you know, just so that you could stunt, you know. And I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know, maybe it isn't the relationship that you want. It's the validation. It's the social validation that you would get from being with these women that you listed. Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, huh? God damn, very revealing. Why are you a 30-year-old, 36-year-old virgin? Because you're an Asian dude that you're only chasing after, you know, you're lusting after, you know, top-tier white women. And you're not doing jack shit to appeal to them. You're doing fuck all to appeal to them. You're actually only behaving in a way that would just repel most women, period. Let alone the most competitive ones. And then on top of that, you were like, money doesn't matter. And then you listed two people who are all about money. As, you know, these are the people that you want. And I know you say that that's not what you want, but those are the people that you listed. I listed plenty of examples of Asians getting it in and having rich, I'm talking about very fulfilled dating lives. I'm here in Los Angeles, and I see Asians having some of the most robust dating lives that I've seen. Asians are all about dating, actually. They're all about going out and dating. You know, the girls will tell you, I want to go out on a date. Where are we going? You know, you better have a list of suggestions. You know? So, I told you about them, and you said that those examples of Asians getting it in and having fun and having robust dating lives are worthless because because they're not, because Asians are appealing to Taylor Swift and Paris Hilton's. My man said, my man Prince Ali says white vagina uh, approval, and that's yeah. Want some white vagina approval? I can kind of relate, man. I was at that point in my I was at that point in my life at one point in time. Yeah, I left all my college photos up from back in the day. You can see my journey and everything like that, and totally. And now I'm on completely the other side. I'm just like, what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm at the end of white girls. Uh, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. Like all that stuff that you just want all the props and all that shit. Well, your current politics and your current get down are just not conducive to getting that type of producing the outcomes that you desire. And if you want white girls, you better be able to emphatically state as such. One thing that I've noticed with white girls is that white girls will ask you straight up, do you like white girls? You know what I mean? And so do you like white girls more than the other girls? That's what they really want you to say. I mean, like they really want you to say that shit. Uh, I don't know how easy it would be for you to make that type of proclamation or declaration necessarily to, like really pull a white girl in terms of, holding her down in a relationship type scenario. I don't know if you could really make that declaration wholeheartedly while you're wearing, your I'm an Asian male and fuck white supremacy T-shirts. I just, yeah, I don't know. It would just be counter to your whole get down. It's counter to your whole, your whole political sense, And when your sex doesn't line up with your politics, problems arise with it, man. When your sex and your politics aren't in sync with one another, man, that's recipe for disaster. Wind up 36 years old and not touching any pussy, man. Because you're out here talking about fuck white supremacy and you're, in the deepest recesses of your mind saying, I want to get up in them guts. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why my man is still a virgin. One of the biggest reasons why he refers to himself as an Asian male, you know, like when we're talking about him specifically as he refers to this Asian male stereotype. I'm just looking at pictures of this dude and I'm just like, you're buff, you know, you got the physique and everything. There's no, I mean, yeah, you're a little short, but who gives a fuck, man? Plenty of short girls. A hulking dude. One of these gym cells. That's what they call them. They call them gym cells. Guys that get jacked and they still can't get laid. A few things. Early in the discussion, we established that he doesn't talk to women. Guys, if you want to get laid, you're going to have to talk to women. Period. And getting laid is such basic shit that you can do with women. In terms of all of the things, that you can do with a woman as a man, getting laid is, it's such on the base level of what that relationship, that pairing of a man and a woman can be. Just getting laid. That's such a base level of what we're talking about in terms of the interaction between a man and a woman, man. You could have the right woman in your life and she really puts you on to the next level. No man is an island. And a man's success is oftentimes determined by other people. And when you have the right women by you, the right women can open up conversations that you could never open up because you're a guy. You're a fucking guy. They can't charm the person at the other side of the table that you need to talk to. They can't, you know. You as a guy, you ever try to go up to another dude and start like just start idle chit chat with another guy? Sometimes you get a lot of resistance and friction, and they're not even trying to do all that shit. But if you got a right woman on your team, she just opens up the conversation. That's the dude you need to get the deal done. Fuck. You got the right girl saying hi. You got the right girl next to you. What? You got the right girl next to you. It takes you to the next level. See, getting to that level, I mean, like, that's, leaps and beyonds just getting laid. Just get the mechanical getting laid part. That's oh man, that's the basic interaction between a man and a woman. Basic level cooperation. And if you can't get that down, you need to, there's something fundamentally wrong. And I think in my man Tai Nihon's case is that there's a lot of his identity that is wrapped up in fighting racism, but deep down inside, my man just wants some white pussy so bad. Fuck. Oh, man. You know what? I take it back. I think he needs to just buy some white hookers. A lot of white hookers. Get that out of his system. I mean, like, it won't deal with the fact that he can't talk to women in public and everything like that. That's something that he needs to work on bad. And that's why I suggest talking to women about the weather. I used to hate talking about the weather. But now that I've gotten older and I've seen how fucked up the world is and everything like that, the weather is one of those conversations that you can get in and offend no one. No one will get triggered. No one will get, hurt. Nobody will, somebody might bring up climate change, but that's such an esoteric topic that, nobody's really going to get into an argument over that. And if you do, just get away from these people. God damn, you're fucking even arguing about the fucking weather. I can't talk about the goddamn weather without you getting fucking political. Are you serious? Fuck out of here. Some people you're just gonna have to be like that too. Shit. But yeah, you want to get to the next level. You want to start talking to girls, going out on dates, having relationships, having girls call you and stuff like that. You want all that stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have to get past the whole, like, racist. I want a Barbie. I want to date Paris Hilton. Shit, that's such a base. Such a childish view of women. And trust me, all these plastic whores and everything like that, I mean, like, they're great and everything, but nah, not real. Here's something that I'll divulge with the people listening and the people watching. I relate to Tai in that, I too feel kind of virginal. All of these healthy relationships that you see out in public, people, out on dates, and, I saw, a man and a woman, they were riding on scooters together and, just enjoying each other's company and doing all that couple shit. I don't know jack shit about that. Spent the majority of my 20s just getting it in. putting up points on the goddamn scoreboard. For what? Nothing. You know. So, I kind of feel virginal whenever people talk about, my girlfriend is doing this and that, and my wife, and da 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 da. I don't know shit about that. I'm like, really? Tell me about that. Whoa, you have kids? What the fuck? Whoa, why? What? So yeah, I mean, like, that's a level that I haven't gotten to yet. You know, there's a certain amount of bravery that it takes to get to that level. Just like there's a certain amount of bravery that it takes to getting laid. Getting to that first step, because you gotta be able to be brave enough to, overcome all of your preconceived notions and all of your fears. If you listen to Tai, he had so many fears built up. Oh my God, do they like Asian men and this, that, and the other? And oh my God, that's one of the dumbest questions that you can ask ask a girl. Period, is do you like me? That's one of the dumbest questions that you can ask a girl. Because girls don't like to. If you know anything about girls don't like to say shit. Girls don't like to say what they feel. They want you to read their minds. You're supposed to be able to, at a glance, and this is some primal shit. You're really supposed to, at a glance, be able to tell if she's into you or not. As a guy. Us black dudes were so effective at this that the heat from our stares is a point of contention in public. Oh, good God. A black man's gaze. Good God. Oh, good. Apparently it does something to these females, man. I don't know if an Asian gaze, I don't know, I'm sorry if the Asian gaze isn't that strong, but the heat from our gaze, they called it's a crime. It's called reckless eyeball, and that's what my man, Emmett Till, rest in peace, he going after these white bitches and everything like that. You can't even be looking at these girls. Don't even be looking at these hoes. My man Tai Nihon out here lusting after Massa's daughter. That's what he wants. He wants Ivanka Trump. That was the third bitch. He said Ariana Grande to try to soften the blow. Did he catch that shit? Did everybody catch that shit? You catch that shit? He says, I want Ariana Grande. He wanted to soften the blow. He's like, hey, how come I can't get these top tier white bitches? I got my I hate white people shirt on. Why don't they like me? Well, you hate white people shirt on. You can, Tai Nihon, if you want to pull white girls, start by declaring that you love America. You can start by doing that. And then, next thing you can do is join the police force. Yo, you an Asian dude and you want some white girls, join the fucking police. That's a sign that you want some white girls. I'm joining the police. That'll get you a white girl, goddammit. Yeah, man. Can't really be about killing a white man's parents or a white girl's parents and everything like that. With all this let's destroy white supremacy stuff, and then expect to pull them and everything like that. You got to have hella game to pull that off. You got to show extra social clout. You got to have extra success. You know what I mean? Because there has to be something in it for them in terms of who am I gonna piss off? They really like to piss people off with these sort of pairings and everything. So yeah, y'all catch how he completely curves all the black women that are on his page. He's got a gang of black chicks that are on his page, steady commenting on all his shit. Curves all of them. Oh my gosh! You know what he should do? My man should start selling those T-shirts like I told him to. He needs to sell those T-shirts to black people in the hood. You know, make some money, and then use that money to buy some white girls. That's what I told him. I was like, you need to start selling these shirts, and then get a little bit of success. Raise some money, and then use that money to trick off on some white girls. And then he's like, well, I shouldn't have to pay money to. Wait, wait, what? Okay, so you tell everybody that you have a small dick, and you got no dick game either because you're a virgin. So you don't have any real sex appeal. And then on top of that, you don't find yourself sexy, so it's hard for you to come across as sexy. See, one thing that makes you sexy is when you think that you're sexy, and then you start doing sexy shit. That makes you sexier. I mean, all that stuff just makes you sexier. I mean, it makes you irresistible. There are mediocre looking women. You know what I mean? There are mediocre looking women out here that are sexy as fuck because they really work at being sexy. I mean, they play it up. They work at it hard. They write all sorts of sexy shit. I know a girl who is, she's not the flyest chick visibly, but man, she's the word game. The word game is sick. she's sick with it. You know what I mean? So I was just saying, yeah, man, you gotta work at being sexy. You gotta see yourself as sexy. And he's sitting here quoting all sorts of stats about how he's not sexy. Yeah, well, you got all the stats saying that you're not sexy and you're not getting laid, so I guess it worked. Even though I gave him total examples of, hey, dude, plenty of Asians are getting laid. You can find evidence of this in Asia. You can find evidence of this in L.A. Shit, I'm in a whole neighborhood. I'm a black man. Look. There is no neighborhood that is as chill as this for black people. You know what I mean? That's this big and this expansive and has all this activity and everything like that. Then you got some places, but it's just not as poppin' as a Koreatown. This is an Asian man talking about he can't get laid in the world. Asian dudes are getting laid. Asian dudes are getting laid worldwide. Asian dudes are getting laid in Asia. Asian dudes are getting laid in Russia. They're getting laid in Europe. They're getting laid here in the United States. I mean, you're one of the few that's a virgin at 36. One of the few. So yeah, man, there's some fundamental things that are just fucked up about your approach towards this whole sex thing, and there's some things that you're gonna have to fucking change about yourself if you want to get laid. First of all, you're gonna have to want to pick a target, and if your target's white girls, which it sounds like it is, and you want a top tier one, I mean, you're gonna have to get your money straight, and you're gonna have to start tricking, man. And I would just say start early, trick off on some broke white girls who are, doing the sex worker game and everything like that. There's some pretty fly ones. You could trick off on them for a little bit, get your confidence up, but you got to get your money up. See, this whole, they're going to like me for me and everything like that. You're 36, dog. It's just yeah. So I've come full circle. I've actually come around and I'm saying it. I think if your target is blonde trophies, you're gonna have to learn how to trick, and you're gonna have to trick at a higher level than I guess what you're capable of doing right now. You know what I mean? Because whatever situation that you're gonna do, you're gonna end up tricking in some way or another. I told you about the dude. He had a tall, leggy blonde came through to my place. I mean, like, yo, dude, he was taking that girl all over the place. You know what I mean? I think they were from St. Paul, Minnesota. They were visiting Chicago for the weekend, and he took her all over the place. So yeah, if you want a tall, leggy blonde and everything like that, yo, you're gonna have to, you're really gonna have to, show her some shit. They like to, do a whole bunch of stuff, like ride around in helicopters and everything like that. If you're not prepared to take a woman out on a helicopter date, I don't think you can be, prepared to pull a Paris Hilton or, or or a Taylor Swift or anything like that. You better be able to take a bitch in a goddamn helicopter. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're not willing to do that, then don't expect to get pussy from those chicks being, in the situation that you're in. You know what I mean? Unless if you develop a ton of social clout and being with you is like being in a helicopter. You know what I mean? Being with you is like being in a helicopter. You know what I mean? But nah, at your age 36, what you've been doing has not produced the amount of social clout necessary to pull a Paris Hilton or who else, or a Taylor Swift or a Ariana Grande, as you like to add on as an afterthought. So yeah, so that's just the reality. I hate if I sounded all black pillish or anything like that. If I do, sorry. You know what I mean? I know you say I don't understand, but I don't know. I think I got it. I think I got why you're a 36-year-old virgin. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of pussy around you, plenty of ways for you to get laid, plenty of ways for you to have full productive relationships. But I mean, you are going after imaginary women. Well, as far as you're concerned, like these women are just so far away from where you're at. And on top of that, check this out. You're in Michigan. The chicks that you listed are like in California. You got to come all the way out here to get those type of chicks. And then on top of that, like to get to where they're at, you need a ton of money. I mean, like you to be at the parties to be invited, you know what I mean? To just be in the scene and everything like that. Or another thing you could do is you could deal drugs. Could be a drug dealer. Dealing blow will get you in those circles pretty fucking fast. You can definitely get into, default. Test. Okay, just a second here. Yeah, my audio is all fucking up, but I'm gonna take this call. Yo, what's up? It's Ken Steele. You're live with the Daily Sesh. Can I be heard? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can barely hear you on the stream, but I can hear you perfectly fine over the phone. Maybe you need to adjust your. Okay, good. I think it's coming through a lot better.
Okay, yeah, I switched my audio source. This is a live broadcast, so
okay.
We're
it happens. I feel you. So what are the topics about today's show?
Okay, so basically, earlier we had a caller, Tai Nihon, and Tai Nihon is a Asian American male, and he is also a 36-year-old virgin, and he attributes his virginity to I think it's he attributes his virginity to being an Asian male. A lot of it.
Yeah. Well, it depends. What type of women is he going after, though?
Well, it was revealed earlier that he doesn't talk to any women. So
that's never a good start for losing your virginity.
Yeah,
but I got you. Go ahead.
You know, that's one of the problems. And then and then he's, any time that I listed, he said that one of the biggest problems about getting laid as an Asian male is there's plenty of negative stereotypes that say that Asian males can't get laid. We have small dicks. And then we had a caller say that he has a 3-inch penis, and he has he's pulled girls. He even has a baby mama. So
I mean, I think the only thing that matters with that is if the little soldiers work.
Well, he said the problem with the example that called in was the guy that called in was that he was a white guy, and then he said, what is that? There's just stereotypes that Asian males, we can't get laid, and we can't get with the Taylor Swifts and the Paris Hiltons. And I said, interesting. And so I brought up an example of my buddy, a guy that rented an Airbnb for me, and he had a tall, leggy, blonde girlfriend, and he was fresh off the boat Asian. And but here's the thing, he took her out to Chicago. I mean, like, they went everywhere. You know what I mean? He was pretty, he had to shell out. And he's like, well, I shouldn't have to pay any money to be with a woman. Yeah,
but I mean, you got to keep in mind, like, if somebody's wanting services from a chick, that's a form of payment. You know what I'm saying? You got to match what the payment is to get the proper reward. You know what I mean?
All day. And, he's, I'm just like, look, you said Paris Hilton and Taylor Swift, and then you said that he shouldn't have to pay any money to be with a girl. Crazy.
Yeah, I think that's just unrealistic expectations. Some I've noticed, especially with people who don't have confidence, they put the pussy on a pedestal, and they don't need to do that. You need that guy needs to tell himself every day, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. All right, it's the simple truth. Like, case in point, I'm a pretty large guy. I ain't got any hair. I shave, keep it clean, but I got a fine ass chick. I'm lucky enough to have a large pee-pee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that helps me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I ain't got a ton of money, nothing like that. But I got confidence in, like, a 12-inch dong. So, I mean, you got to play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths. This dude is a buff dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's a buff dude, and he goes to he goes to these social justice, like rallies and.
Oh, that's where he's messing up, man. You don't pull tail from a social justice rally, man.
And
9/10 of the girls there are lesbian, and 1/10 will probably try to have you sued for sexual assault.
And here's the
for
thing.
Looking at them funny.
Now, I said, why don't you go? You're an Asian male. Why don't you go to Comic-Con? You like dressing up in these outfits. You know what I mean? You have a character that you play. You're an Asian male. Why don't you find like a character that allows you to show off your physique, and then you can go up to girls, and instead of talking about yourself, ask these girls about their outfits. Now, you know what he responded to me? He said he went to a Comic-Con, but he went there, and he went there with a clipboard, and he was going up to the white women and asking them if they like Asian males. And
there is a red flag for normal chicks.
And he got kicked out.
I'm surprised that's all that happened, man. He's lucky his ass didn't get arrested for like stalking or harassing or something like that.
And that's
the thing is, he's got to look at himself from his own point of view. You know what I mean? He seems like a pretty strong dude and all that. He's got confidence, but see, you can't aim for a 10. You know what I'm saying? Off the bat, that never works. Play in your lanes. Like I got lucky. That's just because I have a very large penis. You know what I mean? So, like, I had a little bit extra to work with.
And you had to get to a level where that had to matter. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go up to a chick and say, I got a 10-inch dick.
Well, I mean, that worked for me with my current girl. I always try honesty is the best approach. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right, fine.
It works, man. You weed them out early.
Okay, that's cool. But at the same time, I mean, like, you had to show a little bit of charm and wit.
Oh yeah. I mean, that wasn't my opening line.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's got to like if he's going for like these girls who are cosplaying and stuff, like taking your approach of like asking them about their outfit and stuff like that would probably be his best approach. He even though he might have size and physique and money and all that, he's still got to be humble.
Right.
Girls will pick up if you're trying to creep on them real quick. And that's a guaranteed shutdown. You know what I mean?
Real quick. I mean, like, honestly, part of being an adult male, especially in today's society, is fighting your natural proclivities toward creepdom. Especially if you're not really acculturated and, just, a so-called regular guy. Bullshit, and that's why I said, another thing he should do is master the art of talking to women about the weather. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, tell them it's like something simple, something real simple, something that lets them take the lead on the conversation. Because trust me, girls will talk as long as you let them. Just give them the opening and then let them think that they're controlling the conversation.
About anything. And if they give you 15 minutes of their time, it's time to ask them to switch scenery. Or end the conversation. End the conversation or switch scenery. Like let's get a drink or, let's get some Prosecco and go to my place or something like that. If you're at a bar, let's get some Prosecco and go to my place or something like that.
Yeah, My approach would be, the idea is you want to keep the girl happy, where she's at. You know what I mean? Like, you want her to have control, make her believe that she's the one in control of the whole situation, man.
Right.
It's really cat and mouse, but you got to play like that, especially if you're going to get laid. Does he know that there are women who take money for sex, right?
And here's the thing. He's like, I'm not going to, demean myself to, that level.
But yeah, if an 8 out of 10 walked up who was thick as fuck saying, yeah, you want to throw me $300, I'll show you a great time, we both know he'd be on top of that shit.
$300, not even that much money. That's
right?
Yo,
that's just it.
I flew a chick out. That cost me something like $312. a round trip ticket. I mean, like, yeah, that was for like a weekend and everything like that, but add up and everything like that, all the expenses and
Yeah.
everything, it adds up. Look, all I'm saying is, like, at some point down the line, you're gonna have to, shell out some money. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to pay to play, as they say. You got to pay to play.
Yo, it's just like, yeah, and especially as you get older, you're not.
Oh yeah.
You're not. It's not charming to be broke as an older guy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's definitely, yeah. You don't want to be older, not having, because like there's a study, man. Like women and all that, they peak around 20 for their sexual attraction. Men, it's later, and the whole reason that it's later for men is because they have resources that make up for their looks.
Right.
Like me, I seem to age like fine wine, so I'm really not complaining. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take 30-year me versus 20-year me any day of the week.
Okay.
Exactly.
And it's just like, 20-year-old me would be real happy with where 30-year-old me is at right now. I mean, like, there's some things some marks that I've missed, but 20-year-old me would be like, man, you're pretty cool. And I don't think that my friend here, Ty, could say the same thing about himself. He says that I am not aiming for a 10, I am aiming for a 5. And the fact that you're saying that you're aiming for a 5 is just, you're already cutting yourself. You don't even know what we're talking about.
Man, reach for the stars. If you miss, you just fall into the endless void of space. But you're still going somewhere.
You don't even know what we're talking about. When we're talking about, that's the thing. And it's so sad that I'm incapable of articulating exactly what we're talking about when we say, like, you don't aim for 10s yet. But you aim for 10s. You aim for the best that you can get, and don't
hope for the best. Plan for the worst. You know what I mean? I got you.
And not even that, but see the best in what you have available to you. There's a weird phenomenon in an office space that takes place where average women become suddenly really hot. Like, average women in the workplace, man, some of them they're so sexy. You know what I mean? Like, but if in the wild, so to speak, you wouldn't even notice them. And, that's because a man has the ability to see the best in what his options are.
Oh, yeah. It's all about working with what you got. And at the same time, it also goes into your homeboy's point of view on himself. He seems to be naturally self-defeating, which tells me in his youth he might have been trying to talk to girls and he was still having issues there, getting himself a continual negative self-view.
Yeah. And then...
Just remind him, just simple, it's an old phrase, man. Fall 7, stand 8. Doesn't matter how many times you get shot down. You get up again, and that's the difference maker. I've known girls who will turn a guy down 4 times, but if he goes out for the 5th, oh, yeah, he's going to be getting in that. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know. Chicks are weird.
Here's the thing. I don't know if that's necessarily the best advice in 2018. I don't think you have 4 attempts with a woman. I think you got 1 shot with these girls in 2018. And if they don't like you, it's time to move on.
I mean, there's plenty of fish in the sea. You know what I mean?
Right.
If a girl's not going to appreciate him for him, he's better off not dealing with the thought in the first place.
And it's, a lot of guys don't even realize that they could be a lot happier by playing to their strengths, by playing to girls that want them. Again, you're a guy and you are at the anime convention. You're an Asian guy. you're the guy.
Yeah, really. Like that should be as easy as pickings as they get. You know what I mean?
You're the guy.
Like for real.
You're the guy. You're the character. You know everything. You don't even need to know anything, but you know everything because you're the guy. Dog. I mean, it's just these dudes is comparing himself. You know, I'm not a tall dude. I'm not a tall guy. You know, so I'm not really trying to go to the club and pull a bunch of chicks, you know, off the strength of me. You know what I mean? If I pulled chicks at the club, it's because I came through with the crew and, you know, they saw it was me with the bottles and it was me that did all this stuff. And that's so much work to pull when I could easily just get on you know, what works for me is the internet, because I can look tall on the internet. And
right.
You
got to play to your strengths. If you're not naturally tall, put yourself in situations where you appear taller.
I look great.
You know what I mean?
Look great. People imagine me as like 6'6". No, I'm a regular sized dude, and you know, I got great angles. You know, I work out, so, you know, I can take some shirtless photos that don't look like total creepy, you know, so I'm just like,
see, I got a dad bod, so I know what you mean there. Like, I'm stocky, man. Like, I can like put a hole through something if I need to, but I don't look it.
Right.
So I use that to my advantage. You know what I mean? Like, my girl now, she was completely unassuming of me. You know what I mean? Like, I was just a coworker and all that. Then, you know, slowly opened up and all that and gave her an opening.
Right.
And
you know.
But yeah, just tell old dude, man, just hang in there because it's doable. It definitely is. I'm probably going to have to get off the phone because my girl is kind of wiggling her tail at me. So anyway,
thanks for joining us, and I really do appreciate the call, man. And
likewise.
And you know, it was thanks for your input. And you know, my friend. Okay, wait a second. My friend is Asian. Your background, are you white? I imagine.
Yeah, I'm Caucasian. Yeah.
Okay.
Only on the outside, though. That's what I tell people.
My friend is gonna say, "Oh, you're a white guy, you know, and everything is okay with you." But I will say this: you're a regular person. No dude can get all the girls.
Yeah, no, it's impossible for that. Like, there is no harem. You know what I mean? Tell him, just don't put the pussy on a pedestal. Keep himself grounded, and it'll work itself out. The thing is, it's like batting. If you never go up to the batter's box to swing, you strike out every single time.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just got to keep on trying.
Yep.
But anyway, tell old dude good luck, all right?
Yep, thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Deuce is hoping for him.
Exactly. Yeah, thanks for joining, and I really appreciate the call.
No problem, player.
Yep.
Peace.
All right. So, man, at the end of the day, I mean, like, you don't really need to. It doesn't have to be that bad. This pursuit, it doesn't have to be that bad, you know, and you don't have to come up with an average of 0. You know, there's something else going on, and I think we discovered it. I think that, you know, deep down inside, there's unresolved racial issues that you're dealing with associated with your sex, and you know, at the end of the day, if you don't have those squared away, you're gonna wind up in a situation where you're gonna attract no one. You're not going to see the options available to you, and you're going to have an idealized, you know, very Nazi-like view. It's, you know, about who you want to get with, and at your current status, you know what I mean? Like, pulling that, you know, it's not going to work. You need a more realistic view. I think, you know, if you got the money together and you wanted to shell out, you could have that. You know, reality, but you have to shell out. It costs. There's, I've been privy to some realities that are, people only experience in Roman paintings. But there was a cost involved in getting involved in that shit. There was a cost to pay. Prices. Hell yeah, man. So I will say this. I mean, like, uh, you you really need to be out here. You really need to be participating. You really need to be talking to women out here, uh, and and have a realistic view about who it is that you're talking to. You're talking to people. Another thing is, uh, women are people. Just like you could talk to dudes, just like you called me up and you could talk to me. I mean, and you had to be mindful of the things that you got to be mindful of what you say to me and everything like that, because all sorts of social dynamics. It's the same thing with a woman, a person too. you know Keep that in mind. They got their own emotions, they got their own things that you got to deal with. So don't think of them as like some sort of obstacle or something to climb over, something like that. Nah, man. um Man, man, just you're 36, man. It sounds like you haven't come to terms with yourself, and that's another thing. When you aren't uh, comfortable with yourself, they can detect it. Women can detect that. They're really good at it. That's something that they're really good at. That's something that I think it keeps them safe too. They can really detect a dude that's not comfortable with who they are or where they're at. And 36 years old. That's wild to me. 36 years old. That's tough. 36 years old, man. That's rough, man. 36 years old. Again, don't ever say that you're aiming for, a 5. You're not aiming for a 5. Don't I wouldn't rate myself a 5 ever. Even if I was a 5. And not to have an unrealistic view of oneself, but just you put yourself at a 5, then you do 5 shit. Just that attitude of a 5. It's just, I don't know. Self-esteem is very important. That's something that we just need to keep in mind of so that hopefully we don't end up in situations where we have unrealistic views that prevent us from participating in core life experiences. I think getting with a woman as a man is a core life experience, man. It's just something that you got to do. It's And I'm not saying that it's wrong that you haven't done it. I think that it's right that you are reached out to everyone to find a solution. I think that that's right. I think that that's something that you recognize that it's a situation um, that is worth fixing. That's worth remedying. So I hope that after this discussion and after some of the callers tonight, you think you know uh, there's hope. I wish some Asian dudes that poll were that could call in. You know. Oh, and another thing, make your politics match up with your sexual choices. That makes your sexuality a lot easier to come to grips with. You know, a dude that is like gay, that is all like all homophobic and everything like that politically, that that's got to be some inner turmoil, and there's a lot of gay incels, and just gay dudes that are living very destructive lifestyles because of they can't come to grips with their with their politics and their sexuality. So yeah, man, I don't know. If you like white girls, like that tough, you might want to chill out with the fuck white supremacy stuff. You might want to just chill out with that, on your shirts at the very least, so that you're not, telegraphing your views to the wrong people and getting in the way of your pursuit of pussy. Into your relentless pursuit of that cat. It's worth it. It's biological. It's what we're here for. And we are social creatures, so yeah, dude. I totally encourage you to go ahead and join the ranks of us who've put some dick in some pussy, man. If you want, the Paris Hiltons, buy a bunch of them. Just shell out, buy a bunch of them, and just get on some blonde whores. You know what I mean? And then get that out of your system, and get on some, women that you like, not for the perceived social status that you might get from being with them, or earning their approval, but rather get with some chicks that you're getting with because you actually like them and they actually like you. And I don't know, as an Asian male, if you really want a place that's just easy for you to, hit big, especially as a dude that has got a little bit of muscle on him and everything like that, go to, a nice little anime convention dressed as one of your favorite characters that allows you to show off some of those guns that you've been working on so hard in the gym for. And once you got that down, then you can go ahead and you can go ahead and have a conversation with one of these women about what they're dressed as, about who they are, and don't go around the convention with a clipboard talking about, do you like Asian men? What the fuck, man? Never ever ever ask a girl if she likes you. Never ask. That's one question that you never ask a lady. Do you like me? No, 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 no. You as a 36-year-old man. I know this is tough, and I know this sounds kind of esoteric, and it sounds like what the fuck, clairvoyant. No, no, no. You need to be able to, be able to pick up on subtle signs that a woman is feeling you. Very subtle. Very subtle signs. And and one of the easiest ones is just eye contact. If they make eye contact with you, don't break eye contact, and don't be creepy about it when you do break eye contact. Like don't jerk your head. Just like look at her, acknowledge her, maybe give her a little nod, what's up, and then slowly look the other way. That's some player shit. See, that's a little bit of advanced game. That's eye game. there's a little eye game for you. You know what I mean? That's some, basic shit that can lead to you getting laid. But, that's like a dude that doesn't know how to, do layups and showing him how to pick and roll. You know what I mean? Like the pick and roll, that's such an advanced move and everything like that, and you got to be in the zone and everything. Eye game. I guess eye game is kind of like a yeah, eye game. Yeah, you can just look at a girl, don't break eye contact. These are just simple shit that you can do today to help you get laid, to help you stop being a virgin. These are simple steps. I'm just going to give simple practical steps without no theory, without no nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. Okay. So, eye game. You look at a girl, she looks at you. One of the first steps to see if you're qualified to fuck this chick is if you look away. If you look away, then you're not qualified. Now, what you need to do is you need to, keep the gaze. And, if you have a lot of confidence, you can even do a little nod. Keep the gaze, nod. Or just smile. But, if you're really, feeling some player, do a little nod and everything like that. And, yeah, if she really likes you, then, she'll nod back or whatever. It'll be easy to tell. I mean, and then you can go in and say, hey, what's up? Fucking crazy ass weather we've been having. As long as you're smiling and you got a lot of energy while you say it and everything, and yeah. And then lead the conversation to something about her. I really like your earrings. I really like your eyebrows. I really like your eyebrows, a crazy one. I mean, some chicks, they never hear that shit, but they really care about their eyebrows. It's free game, free game, free game, free game, free game. Eyebrows. Oh man, you can talk about a chick's eyebrows. Whoa, she got the fucking micro threaded and all that fucking micro bleeding. I don't know what the fuck. Damn, those eyebrows. Because they allow you to really look at a chick and everything like that. She never hears about her eyebrows or if it's a fly ass chick, a really fly chick, you can compliment her cheekbones and everything like that. Oh, those cheekbones are crazy. I like your facial structure, yada yada yada. You sound like you're a modeling expert. That's why you say I like your cheekbones. See that? You know. Then she knows that you got real taste in hoes. That's what that's all about. See, this is next level game. See, this is easy shit. But the eye game is real key. That'll, eye game alone will open up so many doors. You guys don't even realize how much you're letting go of, how much available action you got to you. Because when you go out in public, you got your phone out, and I'm guilty of this myself. You know what I mean? This is my comfortable retreat. I'm saying this. I'm really talking to myself. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. But I kind of am. Hey myself. Anyway, so I'm like this. See this stance? I'm gonna show what my back looks like when I'm doing this. See that? Hunched over, eyeing the thing. Eye right here. I often have headphones on while I'm doing this stuff. Can't get laid like that. Can't get no action like that. You're not going to get laid like that. At all. I mean, like, I'm usually doing that because I'm like on Tinder and everything like that, so I'm gonna get laid like that. But you're not gonna get laid like that, you know. One thing that I do like, this is next level eye game. This is eye and headphone game. So these days everybody has LASIK, so there's no like real dramatic eye glass reveal anymore. You know how you really connect with a girl and how you know she's connecting with you. When you take off your earphones and she takes off her earphones too. That shit happened to me today. Magical. She takes off her earphones too. That's an invitation for sure. She's heavy choosing. It's cuffing season. Heavy choosing. Heavy choosing. So like, yo, dude, I totally what I will tell you is this. If you want to get laid out here, you really got to be out here. You got to talk to women. You got to, be comfortable doing that stuff and you can't hate yourself and you can't view all sorts of negative statistics about yourself in relationship to women. I know being an Asian male is different from being a black male, especially in terms of the sex game, but I don't know, man. You guys are doing pretty well in the resource game, and hoes like resources. So, start tricking, my dude. Get that money up, start tricking, and you're competitive. You need to get the fucking, you need to get the fucking, R, type R, whatever Japanese auto and type R, you need it. And you need to go on a few more trips, with girls. You go on a lot of trips. So you gotta have some dough. I noticed you go on a lot of trips. You gotta have some dough. Break some bread with these hoes, bro. It's a very simple thing. You gotta break some bread with these hoes, and don't look down on it. These girls got rent to pay. Guys like you are gonna supply it. God damn it. They got a service that will help you cure you of your virginity. Available. And all you got to do is just, chat them up. Be cool. And then pay what they want. You'll get your Jimmy waxed, and it'll feel great. Because they're pros. And if it doesn't, don't try to get the money back. Just pay the money and, never talk to her again. But you can even leave a negative review on one of these horror rating websites. They got those. So, yeah. I just wanted to let you know that at the end of the day, you want tall, leggy blondes. But you have yet to demonstrate that you've yet to accumulate that which is necessary to pull that type of chick, especially at age 36. You heard from guys that called in. Now, they were white dudes, but they called in and, they gave some valuable insight. Who better to learn from the white supremacists themselves about pulling their girls, you know what I mean? Gave you a guide. He's like, you need confidence and all that shit. They're Asian dude. Hey man, don't listen to all the negative stuff that they say about Asian dudes. It's a very bad look. It's poisonous for your mind. You don't want to do it. And then such a dark path. not getting laid. That's another thing. You know, there's a dark side to not getting laid. Because, people need to get laid just like they need to take a shit. People need that, that human contact, especially that the heterosexual contact. I'm convinced that that's necessary for most regular people to function. Being a virgin for that long, I don't know, it just totally warps a lot. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate reality. Very unfortunate reality. Oh well. Anyway, this was a special edition of the Daily Sesh. I'm Ken Steele. We just talk about some crazy shit that popped off on Facebook. Crazy shit, brah. Whatever. We were joined by Tai Nihon. He travels a lot. He's an activist. And can't get laid. He's a 36-year-old virgin. Very sad. But at the same time, life goes on. If you got beef, if you got an interesting story, if you got something that is worth sharing with, the denizens of Facebook, people who just, stay on Facebook all fucking day. You want to hear more cutting edge interviews? Please donate. Streamlabs.com/I love Ken Steele. You can do a comment there. Helix, your comment earlier, I saw it. I just want to say, Tariq Nasheed, like I was saying before the audio cut out, good dude. I fuck with a lot of what he's doing, but there's some sideways stuff that gives me pause about giving him supreme praise, and I'm not I'm not an ass kisser to no one, and I think he made that post about me because I demonstrated that I'm just not gonna be somebody who, I don't know, just plays that whole this is a whole personality cult thing. So I got excommunicated. Anyway, is there gonna be a debate? Debate. I'm not really into too many debates. Hot air for nothing, but if people want that work, they can get that work. Anyway, my name is Ken Steele. This is a special edition of the Daily Sesh. You guys have